Yes, so this is my pleasure to welcome you on the Teams Nation 2024 conference and get ready for to kickstart the conference experience with my session titled Empowering Managers Streamlining Employee Auto-Reply with Teams Chatbot. Every session has a story. At least my session has a kind of a story or has been inspired by something. So it is not difficult to imagine the situation presented on this little comic strip. But the manager of the employee who turned out sick approached to IT support asking to set the auto-reply for his employee. And of course, if you are working in long enough in IT, the manager cannot do it himself. Of course, until today, I will show you how to do this. But before, let me introduce myself. Or maybe I will. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Michał Ziemba, or you can call me in my Polish name, Michał. And if you connect two English words, me and how, you have my Polish name, and Polish is my mother language. And I'm actually from Poland. I'm a cloud solution architect, IT consultant, Microsoft certified trainer. But besides of my daily job, I'm a community person, leading Baltic Power Platform community. Also, together with other community members, I am co-hosting the Global Power Platform Bootcamp Polish edition, which will be in 2 days from now. So feel invited. And also, I'm helping organizing Collab Days Poland, which will take place 11 and 12 of April in Warsaw. So feel free to join us also in person in Poland, in Warsaw. And of course, what is our agenda for today? We have a general task to do. We need to set an auto-reply for the employee without asking IT for support. And to do this, I will introduce you to the Microsoft Copilot Studio, which is, in simple words, a chatbot for Teams, or it is a chatbot existing in Teams. And first of all, I will just introduce it to you. Then I will build it very quickly. I have measured it. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to build a chatbot. So you will be impressed how fast we can do this. And then I will tell you some tips about how to build the chatbot user-friendly. This is based on my experience. You might not agree, but I think you will. But of course, if you feel that there is something more we need to add to this, feel free to put your comments in the chat. I don't see the chat, but maybe later, if we have time for questions and answers, maybe we can go through those and spot on the good ones. I will show you also how to integrate Microsoft Copilot Studio with Power Automate, and of course, how to leverage the Graph API to actually do the task, to set auto-reply for the user in Azure Active Directory, and to check if the auto-reply is already set or not. So this is our agenda, and some few words about Microsoft Copilot Studio. So what is it exactly? It is a rebranded Power Virtual Agent, one of the member of the Power Platform family in Microsoft ecosystem. And it has been first announced in 2019, and it has been general available in December 2019. In 2020, it has been introduced into the Teams. And since that time, I think it was not very popular until the last year, Microsoft Ignite announced that from now on, we have a Copilot Studio, which is the very old fellow Power Virtual Agent with quite a new name, but also not only the name has changed. Since the revolution of AI and the large language models, this possibilities has been incorporated to the Microsoft Copilot Studio, which you will see probably on other sessions. I will not focus on those on my session. I will focus more on how to achieve the task using the Copilot Studio, which is very simple, but for some of you, it might be a complex one. There are two flavors of Microsoft Copilot Studio. There is a standalone web app, and of course, there is an app within Microsoft Teams. And a Teams version is available without an extra license. So you can expect that the other version requires a license, and it is true. Most of the functionality between the two is the same. Of course, there are limitations, like, for example, you cannot publish a chatbot built in Teams outside of the Teams, and you cannot escalate the conversation to a human agent. And I think this is the most the biggest one. Okay, so how fast can we build a chatbot in Microsoft Teams? Well, I have recorded for you the user experience. So first, you need to go to the Teams and find a Microsoft Copilot Studio. Don't be surprised if you will not find it. Sometimes it is still under Power Platform, Power Virtual Agent name. Then you need to, when you found it and open it, then you need to click Start Now. Then you have to select a team for which team you would like to build this chatbot. And since then, the environment is created in the background for you. After a few seconds or maybe a minute in the activity option, you will see that the environment has been created for you or it is ready for you. So again, we are selecting Microsoft Copilot Studio. And again, we are clicking Start Now. Again, we are selecting the team. I have created a support team for this special demo. And we are moved to the Copilots. And in the Copilots, we have a possibility to name our chatbot, give it a name which, of course, suggests what the chatbot can do or can help the user with. And select the language icon and wait a few seconds, just enjoying the very nice animation. And after a few seconds and few exercises of this funny guy, you will have a fully functional chatbot, nothing more. So you can see there is a chatbot window and you can immediately type hello and you have automatically a response. So it was fast. I think it is very fast. But before we dive into the chatbot, we need to know something about topics. So what is a topic? Well, when you are talking with someone, you are talking probably with some topic. So for example, if you are talking about the weather, the topic is the weather. So topic consists of keywords as triggers and some actions. And for example, this weather topic, the keyword for the topic weather will be, what is the weather outside? Or maybe if you are talking with your friend, you might say, the weather is awful today, or it's rainy, or it's sunny and it is nice. Well, so this is a kind of a trigger. So imagine that topic has a trigger which initiates the chatbot actually it tells tells the chatbot which topic we will be talking about. So if you type, what is the weather today? Then if you have such a topic, or if you have such a trigger at your topic, then this topic will be initiated. And then in the topic, you will see some actions. And of course, you can have a lot of actions like comments, questions, and sometimes even automations. You can fire out automations. But everything what you need to know about topics is in this article, which I mentioned here in this slide, and you can scan QR code to open the article. And in this article, there's nothing about how to make these topics user-friendly. So I will tell you how to make those topics user-friendly. First of all, if you're talking about the weather or whatever, if you even trying to start conversation, you are saying hello, it is very nice to be friendly and greet the user with her or his name. Of course, it reduced the distance. And also explain how to start or restart the conversation from scratch if it goes into the dead end. I didn't see very often those kind of instructions when you are starting the conversation with the chatbot on a web page, how to restart the conversation. Sometimes the conversation can go wrong. Another topic for you, how to use the user-friendly interactions, or some kind of a tip for you. Be precise about expectations. You don't want any misunderstanding on the first date of the user with the bot. So in our situation, we will be, of course, offering the user setting up an auto-reply for his employee. And make sure you list it as an option where the user can select it. And in the left side, you can see the user interface, how the user see it. On the right side, you can see the part of the topic, which is the question actually, where you can list the options available for the user. And then the user has a possibility to select from those. And third tip for you about the user-friendly interactions. Do you remember Microsoft or Microsoft Copilot Studio in Teams doesn't allow you to escalate to a human agent. So it is a good idea to ask the user for his experience about the conversation, especially when the conversation went wrong or was not, the user was not satisfied. So instead of escalation to a human agent, which you cannot do in Teams, you might, for example, on the right side of the screen, you can see that you can write to the user a message that with the link to the Microsoft Forms, and of course, redirect the user to Microsoft Forms. But also you can ask the user for some comments and send those comments automatically to the team who is responsible for the chatbot. And speaking about automation, yes, the topics in the chatbot can use Power Automate. And Power Automate is actually the only possibility to extend the functionality of your Copilot Studio for Teams. So before I will go further with my slides, I would like to show you how to make a topic and how to use Power Automate in Teams. I have already a chatbot in my Teams. I will just maybe I will just open it. Here it is. Let's see Microsoft Copilot Studio. As As you can see here in Copilots, I have already one chatbot prepared for this demonstration. And on the left side, you can see topics here. So I'll go to the topics, and you can see that we have a lot of topics already prepared out of the box. But we are not going to use them. We would like to create a new one. So we select a new topic, we select from blank, and of course, there is a trigger phrase which we need to put to trigger this topic. So I would say, what is the weather? Of course, those trigger phrases can be more, and you have the instruction how to build them. I have only one. And then, of course, I will not display any message, so I will delete this message. I will ask the user a question. So I will ask, what is your location? And I have some options in the question for what I can ask the user. Of course, I can use the entire response of the user, but I have also some kind of a pre-built city names extracted as a string. So I will select this one. And then I will get, as a result, a variable. So as you can see here on the down of this question box, I have a variable which doesn't describe what I will be keeping here. So I will rename this variable to var_location. So in the future, I can use this variable to pass this information, for example, to Power Automate. And before I start playing with Power Automate, first of all, you need to, of course, rename your topic. So my topic will be the weather. You can save the topic. And then maybe we can hide this one. Yes, topic is saved. So we can put an action and call an action, and you can see, of course, I have tested it before, but we will create another one. We can create a flow from scratch. And when you are using Power Automate, you are familiar probably with the interface of Power Automate. And this, for your surprise, it might be that when you are building a Power Automate in ChatBot in Microsoft Copilot Studio, you don't need to leave the Copilot Studio. It is everything embedded in the interface of Copilot Studio. And you have few templates. I will choose the first one. And you can see that you can have some inputs to Power Automate from a chatbot. And of course, when you are done with your automation, you can pass some information to your chatbot as an output. So if you have ever built Power Automate, you know that there are only three options available here. So for example, text, yes and no, some kind of a Boolean, and number. I will take a text, I will put it to location. So I will ask for location, and yes, you can do some actions, but probably we don't have time for it. So as an output, I would say conditions, and I will just reply with default message. The weather is in this place is always good. But the close might be wrong. Yeah, you know, I'm biking to work almost every day, so I know that the weather, even if it is raining or snowing, it is always great weather. But you need to wear something extra. And of course, you can save the Power Automate, but the name of the Power Automate doesn't mean a lot. So I would suggest to change this to what is the weather, and then save. Of course, we can test it, but let's close it and test it the full topic. So first of all, if you would like to test it, imagine, okay, we have just make an action, but this action is not visible here. Well, this is by design. So first you are defining the Power Automate, but you need to select it again. So I hit, yeah, I have made a mistake, but I will select this. Oh, I select the wrong link. Just a second. Yeah, this is a demo, live demo, so you can expect a lot of unexpected. But let's see. Okay, call an action. Where is my, yeah, this is the Power Automate with the wrong name. As you can see, I can pass the information, and of course, I will use this location variable, which I have been defining here in my question. So I will pass this location, and as you can see, in return, I will I can expect some conditions as a text. So I will use this text just to show the user a message. And I will use this as a variable conditions. Of course, you can rename these conditions. So you can rename it, for example, var_conditions. And we will save it. We will test it. So what is, okay, now it is saved. What is the weather today? Yes, the weather. Oh, here's the location. I will say in Gdynia, where I am placed. And of course, you might be surprised. What would be the answer? Okay. I think I have two topics which are mixed a little bit. Because as you can see, okay, yeah, I can see two topics, one topic from yesterday, which I have done, and one topic from today. So I delete one topic quickly, if I will manage this one. The topic has been deleted. Now I can start again. What is the weather? Gdynia. Yes, and as you can see, the topic has been picked up, and of course, the automation worked with the answer. If you are curious how the topics works, it is very good option to enable this tracking between topics. Then you will see what topic is actually triggered when you type something. As you can see here on the right side of the screen, automatically topics which are picked up are highlighted or showed, and the questions or the messages which has been displayed to the user has been marked as a green. So this is about topics and Power Automate. Let's go back to the slides. Yes, this we have seen. So, but remember, we have a task to do. So how can we set up an auto reply on a user using just Power Automate, because this is the only thing which we have in our hand in ChatBot to extend the functionality of it? Well, the answer is very simple. We'll use two connectors in Power Automate. First, we'll use a user connector to list all direct employees who report to the requester. And of course, we will ask the user to select one of the employee. Of course, when the employee is selected, we will use another connector, I would say HTTP request, which can call any API. And in this time, we will be using Graph API, and we will check and set autoresponder for the user. Of course, we might use it many times, but you need to remember that HTTP request is a premium connector, and the premium connector, you need to have a license. There are some workarounds, and of course, if you would like to know them, get in touch with me, and I can tell you how you can avoid extra costs for this premium account, premium license. But before we jump into the details, let's see how this works when it is finished. This will give you a better understanding on how the topics works in actions and where those actions are we mentioned in this little cartoon were used. So I'm back in this my chatbot. And as you can see, I have already say to my chatbot, hello or hi. The chatbot mentioned my name. So, okay, now I tend to like the chatbot and offers me some options which I can choose. And one of the options is set auto-reply for my employee. So I will select this option. And as you can see on the right screen, it automatically goes to a branch after the question asked. And of course, it asks me to select the user for whom I would like to set the auto-reply. And as you can see, there are two users because those users are directly reporting to me as a manager. So I will select one as an Alex. Let's see if this works. And then it asks me, okay, please provide a custom message which will be used as an auto-reply. So I will say, hi, I am not in the office today. I will see you tomorrow. And you might be, of course, you might already set the auto-reply, but it is good to know for how long. So we will say for 1 day. And if you have this, all the information you need, then the Power Automate is automatically triggered, and then the auto-reply has been set. And as you can see, are you satisfied? Of course, you can say yes or no. If we are not satisfied, we can leave a feedback. And as you can see, there is a form which you can fill in to leave a feedback for the team who is responsible for this chatbot. But okay, let's do this again. For example, if I say hi, it should trigger the initial topic and ask me again about to set autoresponder. And I will say again, Alex, to say, let's say, okay, I would like to set the autoresponder for Alex again, because I know that he will not return tomorrow. He will just return. He has an emergency situation, and he will be back at work in 1 week. And as you can see, I have already checked his auto-reply if it has been set or not. And I find out using my Power Automate that the auto-reply is already set. So I'm just asking the user if we would like to change the message. And of course, we would like to change the message. I am out of office, will be back soon. And of course, how many days? 7 days. Work done. Simple as that. And of course, you can track everything what has been done here, looking at the right screen. And if you would like, for example, to go back to some question or message, you can click the message on the left screen, and immediately on the right screen, you are moved to the place where this message or question has been asked. And as you can see, it might be difficult to maybe find yourself in this lines through the topic. But if you start building the topics, I think it requires 1 hour of exercise, and then you are done. And you can see here, I have already an action here, get an auto-reply setting for the user. So I'm using one action here. I'm using another action, and you can see here, maybe I will zoom a little bit. I am using another action, which is set an auto-reply for the user, and with a lot of variables. For example, one of the variables is number of the days. Another variable is auto-reply message, which you have, of course, provided. So this is how this solution works. So let's go back to the slides and see how this has been done. So first of all, when you are asking for employees of the given user in Power Automate, you would be using the get direct reports, and you need to provide a UPN. So on the left side, you can see how I have built it. On the right side, you can see how this actually looks like in the Power Automate, because it is not so simple. You need to have some, of course, variables initiated at the beginning, and then you might expect that those people who are reporting to the user might be more, and probably you would like to craft some kind of a nice looking message to the user with these numbers. For example, 1 is Alex, 2nd is Diego, or other employee. And second of all, so if you know the users who are reporting to the manager, then of course you need to use Graph API to set an auto-reply or check an auto-reply. And before you start using Graph API in Power Automate, this is my personal tip for you: start from Graph Explorer. And actually the URL for Graph Explorer is not very difficult. It is aka.ms/Graph Explorer, which is GE. When you are in the Graph Explorer, then start exploring the call or the command you would like to use. And in our case, we will be using only one command, which is a mailbox settings. So of course you can take a look at how the mailbox settings works, and you can read the documentation. I will pass some information later or links to the documentation later if you are interested. And you can use this command to check an auto-reply for the user, or to set an auto-reply for the user. And when you are doing it, when you are in Graph Explorer, then you will find out that you need some access rights to do this. And this is a very good way to check out what access rights are required, because if you are working with the security guys, they have a concept of just enough and just in time rights. So you don't want to give your Power Automate full spectrum of rights, so the Power Automate can do whatever can be done with the user. You would like to minimize the exposure of the automation to the only thing which you are required to do or allowed to do. So when you will go to maybe I will show you, so you will see how this looks in real life. If you go to aka.ms Graph Explorer, and you start using the Graph Explorer with some comment, then of course you can run a query. Then you can see in the modify permissions what permissions actually are required to run this command. And of course, those permissions are listed here. So this is a very super simple way to find out what access rights are required to use our command. Okay, back to slides. And when you are already done it, then of course you need to define the application registration in Entra AD. So this is not so easy to build this automation. If you don't have the access rights to do this, you need to ask IT to do this, to make the application registration in Entra ID with this rights assigned. And of course, they need to make a consent to those rights. And then almost at the end, you need to generate the client secrets. So when you will be using this Graph Explorer or Graph API call from your Power Automate, you will be asked to provide some informations, and those informations which I'm listing on the last bullet are very important, because you will be required to put a tenant ID, application ID, and of course secrets. There is one kind of a remark here. If you are using Power Automate in more advanced environments, you are probably will be using Azure Key Vault to store the secrets. So those secrets will be not put in Power Automate with a clear text. Okay, so if you are interested, of course, here are some articles about Power Automate, this mailbox settings, and of course this mailbox settings to update the user. And remember, when you are setting up the auto-reply, you need to pass some kind of a body to the HTTP request action, and the body looks like this. So you can scan the QR code, and at the end, you need to make a bot available for everyone. So you need to publish the bot. And of course, if you would like to make it available for everyone, you need to request the administrator of your teams to make it available for everyone, because if you are not an administrator, then you are dependent on them. And the last bullet, instruct the users how to use the bot. I just played this video for you how to publish the bot in Teams, and how to what is the user experience from the administrator perspective. But my time is finished almost. So I'm turning out now to question mode. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask now.
Great session. So I will just open up mics and cameras so you can just come on mute and ask questions live. I didn't see any questions on that. There is a question on the chat already. So
great.
Can you see the chat? I can also.
No,
So,
I'm trying to find out the chat. No, if you can read it for me.
Maybe I can read it for you. Will the app registration use delegated permissions?
Well, interesting question. I have no answer for you for now. We might discuss it after the session. Reach out to me, and then, of course, I can find out for you more details about it. But I don't have an answer for you for now. Any other questions?
There's another question. Can you surface the bot in SharePoint Online?
Of course you can, but then you need to have a license for it, because the chatbot in Teams is coming for free. If you are going outside of the Teams, like for example in SharePoint, then it is the same experience but different license.
And does it require the? Was it? I don't remember the licensing anymore. But is it some kind of a bot-based licensing? So you need to have a license for a specific bot.
Yes, actually, this is a PowerVirtual agent license. I don't know if they have changed the name of the license. Probably not yet, but they will.
Yeah, I guess so. It will be Copilot or whatever it is.
Copilot Studio.
Yeah, everything is Copilot. So
yes, Copilot Studio is
maybe I can shoot a question here. So how do you see an adoption of these? Let's talk about Power Virtual agents in general.
I would say it depends of the use cases. So if there are, I would say if you would like to, if you have a very good case for using the bot in your organization, then the adoption will be more simpler, because there is a demand for doing things better, faster, in the place where it is convenient for the user. And if you are in this area where you spot on the requirement or demand from the enterprise or from the company, and you fulfill it with the chatbot, then this is much easier. You just need to communicate how to find the bot, how to, of course, how to use the bot if it is not user-friendly, but it should be. So the adoption is much easier if you have fulfilled the required demand from the business. If you are just adding some functionalities to your IT landscape or IT service catalog, like this, for example, then it is a little bit harder, because you need to make a bigger campaign, communication campaign. And maybe the chatbot should offer much more than only this functionality. Maybe it should offer some kind of an help in regards of, for example, creating a teams in team. For example, if you have a topic for creating a teams, you can give the user a possibility to pick up the team which has been already created based on the user description of the team, instead of creating a new team. So this might be an option. Another one could be, for example, to to build some kind of a training where you are asking user questions, and then based on the answers you are scoring them and so on. But there are other tools for it. So everything depends how much practical things you will put into the chatbot. And if they are very practical and there is a demand for it, then the adoption will be easier. If it is not very obvious, then you need to work harder on adoption and communication, I would say.
Okay. Good answer. Are customers aware that there is this kind of thing that you can build these bots easily, or are they all, because I see that customers are looking for different vendors and different solutions for building a quite simple bots, and then they realized, hey, this is something I can even do. So, but they are not aware of that this is available.
Yeah, they don't even know that this is available, and they don't even know that they can do it by themselves, and they don't even know how fast they can do it. And I haven't showed you the possibilities of large language models, and of course how you can take the information from the data which are in the company already. So actually you can build, and you'll probably see this in other sessions about Copilot Studio during this conference, how to do this. But just mention that you can provide some kind of a source of the data, and then you can quickly make some kind of a question and answer, Q&A, a bot regarding a product you are producing, or regarding the product you are selling, or service you are providing to your customers, or service you are providing internally. So for example, imagine, okay, HR has a lot of different and difficult to remember forms, formulas, processes, how to, for example, apply for a new phone or apply for a new computer or whatever. You can everything put into one chatbot. And the funny thing is that it doesn't need to be an IT person who will build this chatbot. It might be just a person from HR who will do this chatbot for themselves. So this is so excited. I would say, I have done this solution 2 years ago, and since that, it just exploded.
Sounds great. So we just need to raise the awareness of the customers that these solutions exist there. Yeah. I don't see any questions, so thank you. This was an awesome start for the day.